Today we're exploring Istanbul, which is an absolutely beautiful city in Turkey that's filled with 2,500 years worth of history, culture, and some of the best food in the world. And in this video, I'll be showing you some of the top attractions, things to do, and restaurants for you to truly experience the culture of this incredible city. Let's get started with some of the best attractions in Istanbul. Blue Mosque and Hagia Sophia. These are some of the most popular faith attractions in Istanbul and Turkey as a whole. The Blue Mosque, a 17th century gem, is more than a mosque. It's a living history book. It's super important to be respectful here, and part of that is taking shoes off and dressing modestly. Inside, it is absolutely stunning with 20,000 ceramic tiles and 200 stained glass windows all showing off their intricate designs. The Hagia Sophia was born in 532, and it's got a massive dome that once ruled as the largest enclosed space in the entire world. It transformed from an Eastern Orthodox cathedral to a mosque, and its courtyard even has a fountain of purification with a clever palindrome inscription. Inside, you're surrounded by beautiful marble, historic Turkish tiles, and a library from 1739. These two spots really give you a sense of the history and culture that has been preserved and respected very well in Istanbul. Spice Bazaar. The Spice Bazaar in Istanbul is one of the largest in the entire world. It was built in the 1660s and has over 85 shops selling spices, dried fruits, nuts, handmade jewelry, textiles, you name it. It's such an incredible experience walking through here with the beautiful architecture and the hustle and bustle. Again, you can really feel the culture and history here, and you can get to know the locals. It's conveniently close to the Blue Mosque and Hagia Sophia, so you can pop by after visiting those spots. Galata Bridge. The Galata Bridge is a famous spot in Istanbul, stretching across the Golden Horn. It's been in lots of plays, poems, paintings, and novels. This is actually the fifth bridge in the same spot. It connects the city center to important places like the Imperial Palace, Hagia Sophia, and the Blue Mosque. On the bridge, you'll see fishermen and get great views of the water. There are also shops, restaurants, and nargile cafes underneath it. It's a lively place with seagulls flying around, boats passing below, and mosques on the hills in the distance. The Galata Bridge is really cool and has a great atmosphere, no matter what time of day you visit. Taksim Square. Taksim Square is like the beating heart of modern Istanbul. It's a big and bustling place right in the middle of the city, surrounded by tons of shops, restaurants, hotels, and historic sites. People love coming here, whether they're tourists or just passing through, because it's not only a famous spot, but also a major transportation hub. There's always something happening, from parades to protests. One cool thing about Taksim Square is that it has one of the last green spaces in the area. And right in the middle of it, there's the impressive Republic Monument, with the huge and majestic Taksim Mosque standing tall behind it. If you explore around, you'll also find the Ataturk Cultural Center, which hosts operas, plays, and concerts. And don't forget the charming heritage tram line that winds its way through the square, adding to the lively atmosphere. Best things to do in Istanbul. Take the Commuter Ferry. For a fantastic and budget-friendly experience in Istanbul, hop on the Commuter Ferry from Eminönü to Kadıköy across the Bosphorus Strait. This round trip takes around an hour, and the last time we checked, it was $1 per person. If you're short on time and can't do the full-day Bosphorus cruise, this commuter ferry journey is the ideal alternative. Join the locals on board and enjoy the views of the Blue Mosque and the Hagia Sophia. If you have kids with you, bring some bread to feed the seagulls that often trail the ferry. Doing this at sunset is absolutely magical, with stunning views back to the Sultanahmet district. It's a great way to experience Istanbul from a unique perspective. Get a Turkish Hamam. Getting a traditional hammam is a must-do on your trip to Istanbul. You'll come out feeling squeaky clean and ridiculously relaxed. And the best part? It's not just about getting scrubbed. It's a deep dive into centuries-old Turkish culture. So, what's a hammam? Well, they're all over Turkey, especially in Istanbul. The term hammam is how the Arabs spell it, but in Turkish it's hammam. You might see it written differently, but it all means the same cozy spot. Sometimes you'll hear it called a Turkish bath, especially in touristy spots, but no worries, it's the same deal. A Turkish hammam is not your regular steam bath. It's like a full-body detox that leaves you feeling fresh as a daisy. Back in the day, they built these hammams near mosques for a pre-prayer cleanse. For Muslims, it's very important to purify before prayer, and a hammam does just that. It's not just a physical cleanup, it's like a spiritual refresh too. Many hotels and resorts have more modern versions with added perks like pedicures and Swedish massages. For newbies, go for a service that includes scrubbing and bubbles, and treat yourself to an extra oil massage if you're feeling fancy. It's like a little spa adventure in the heart of Turkish tradition. Best restaurants in Istanbul. Banyon. Banyon is this gem tucked away on the top floor of an old building in Istanbul. What sets them apart is their fusion of Eastern and Western flavors, and they proudly label it food for the soul, a description that totally matches the taste. The view from the restaurant is simply awesome, giving you a glimpse of the city. Now, on to the good stuff. They specialize in serving up healthy Asian cuisine, featuring delights like Sichuan pepper steak and dim sum. And to accompany your meal, take your pick from tea, fresh juice, or a cocktail. Whether you prefer sitting inside or soaking up the vibes outside, the dazzling city lights will add to the experience. Plus, being a local favorite, you can bet your bottom dollar that the food at Banyon is top-notch. Maiden's Tower. This cool food spot in Istanbul has been here for a whopping 2,500 years. It's right where Asia and Europe come together, which is pretty awesome. Now, it's not just a tower, it's also a cozy cafe and restaurant. People love coming here for all sorts of reasons: romantic dinners, business meetings, and they even host weddings. The menu is impressive too. They serve tasty breakfasts and have lunch and dinner options from all around the world. To add to the cozy vibes, there's live music playing, and the views of the Bosphorus are simply magical. It doesn't matter if it's winter and you want to stay inside or if it's summer and you fancy some outdoor vibes. You can even book a special experience to make it extra memorable. Mikla. Mikla is this awesome restaurant perched on top of the Marmara Pera Hotel. The view from up there is incredible. You can spot famous places like the Hagia Sophia. The place has a stylish vibe, featuring retro furniture and a bar crafted from wooden ties. And here's a cool bragging right. It recently snagged a Michelin star, so you know you're in for some seriously good food. The chef brings together Turkish and Scandinavian cooking, whipping up tasty dishes like raw grouper with olives, which is a highly recommended dish. And if you're into sunset vibes, they've got a rooftop bar for some refreshing drinks. Hands down, it's one of the best food spots in Istanbul. So, if you're up for a stylish setting, amazing views, and top-notch cuisine, Mikla is the place to be. We hope that this video has given you some ideas on where to go and what to do to really experience the culture in Istanbul. If you enjoyed this video, we'd really appreciate if you like and subscribe for more travel tips and inspiration.